Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Word Up, the class all about poetry, short stories, and spoken word. My name is Kimberlie Wright. I hope you are enjoying your week so far. Hope you all have gotten a chance to vote. And I will be putting some information in our chat soon as it pertains to joining our Harvest Festival on Friday. So just bear with me. Good morning, everybody, once again. So I just want to ask everybody if you have, if anybody has any pieces from last week that they want to share, we can go ahead and do that. But however, we were talking about writing or creating a short story. And I'm going to share with you today a short story once again. If you all want to get yourselves together, possibly I'll do one short one. And please, if you are able to, go ahead at some point and get a pen and paper or pen and pencil so that you'll be able to jot down any information or ideas that we have. Anybody have any spoken word that they want to share today?
What kind do you want us to have? Anything in particular?
Actually, in particular, I don't think we were adhering to anything except for our poetry prompts. And I said that we actually went over a few lessons, that we did last week. Sorry.
Hey, Jake, go sit down, bro. Go sit down.
All right. Yeah. So I would say that if anybody wanted to write on any of the subjects that we've already covered, you're free to do so, but we were going to cover short stories today. Oh, and also the lesson last week, we went over limericks. Remember, we went over the A, B, B, A pattern as it pertains to limericks. And that doesn't mean that if you don't have a limerick, it's fine, whatever you have to share. We're all open to listen. Welcome everybody once again to Word Up, the class all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. So you have something to share, Ms. Vicki?
Yes, I have a standing in line thought. That was one of the prompts you'd given us.
Standing in line, that's correct.
Standing in line, yes. I voted today. That's the name of the poem. Everyone said if you go to vote today, be prepared to stand in a line far, far away. So I took a chair, a book, and a snack, prepared to wait forever, way in the back. I arrived at my appointed voting place, parked my car in such a rushing pace, locked the car after getting all my stuff, almost ran to the building, breathing really rough. Arrived at the vote line all puzzled, amazed. The line was long but moving at such a fast pace. My chair, the book, and snack were a waste. That's it.
What was the name of the poem again?
I voted today.
I voted today. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much. That was really cute. I love that. And I can visualize everything that was going on. So you wasted your
another one if you want in fast succession before somebody else reads theirs.
It's Okay, go for it.
A fast food restaurant experience poem. And
Okay.
I call it Simply Can't Believe. Simply can't believe. What? That I wanted a burger and fries today. Why? Because I had to have it just my way. Simply can't believe. What? That I waited in that long, long line. Why? Because I must have really lost my mind. Simply can't believe. What? That so many people wanted a burger and were willing to wait in that long, long line.
All right.
Okay. It was called Simply Can't Believe. Okay, good job. Good job. Thanks for sharing those. And so those were inspired from our poetry prompts. Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself, love.
You said write a recipe?
Yes, that was one of the prompts, recipe. Yes.
Right. Okay, my recipe is a happy marriage stew.
Happy marriage stew.
Uh-huh. This is an old family recipe that has been tried and tested over the years. It's very delicious when the ingredients are measured and added to the mix exactly. This stew may be eaten daily or whenever there is a hunger for harmony in the marriage. You will enjoy the flavorful aroma as you steam and stir these special ingredients. So here we go. Gallons of love. You can never have too much. Loving words, at least 8 quarts. Sex, kisses, affectionate touches, 10 pints per day. The amount may vary depending on the situation. Loving gestures sprinkled to taste. Be sure all ingredients are mixed and folded into the stew. Now the mix is almost perfect. You should have a savoring stew and you should eat it daily, depending on your appetite. Oh, the stew may be eaten hot or cold. Either way, it is satisfying and delicious. Oh, add a taste of forgiveness when needed to season the ingredients because it enriches the flavor. Good luck. Keep cooking a happy marriage.
Happy marriage stew. Okay. That was really, really good. Have you experienced that?
Yes, twice. Twice.
Okay. That's good. Thank you so much, Miss Jean, for that.
Happy marriage stew.
Okay, I hope I have that recipe one day.
Yes, and when you get into it, you are in a stew.
Okay, good
But
job.
it's flavorful.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good. That's good. Anybody else have a piece they want to share? Don't be scared. If
I have another piece, Cam.
you do,
Yes, I do.
you looking like you got something, but you
I
looking.
keep a notebook, so when I write something down, I just have it ready.
Hold on one second, Miss Vicky. Miss Betty, you got something to share with us?
No. Uh-uh.
Okay, you like you better had something. Okay, okay.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Vicky.
Okay, something you leave behind. I may have read this before the class, but I wanted to read it again because I love this poem. I wrote it on the inspiration. Written for me from my word class we had back in October on the 18th.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you leave and say goodbye, You leave a piece of yourself behind to sigh. Sometimes you wave as you turn to go. You leave a happy farewell with those you know. Or perhaps you linger at the door. You leave your shadow's image upon the floor. You hug, embrace, or kiss and leave. You leave your sweet essence upon a sleeve. It's good to know that you leave behind something that others do in kind.
Can you read that last line? I'm sorry.
Okay. You hug, embrace, or kiss and leave. You leave your sweet essence upon a sleeve. It's good to know that you leave behind something that others do in kind.
Okay, do in time. Okay.
Dog loves it.
So, good job, Miss Vicky. Good job. That was really wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm really proud of you all. Y'all some writing heads, meaning like you getting it in as it pertains to your creative writing, and that's a really good thing. So if anybody has any other pieces that they want to share at any point in time, we will go ahead and actually share that with you all. So I'm actually putting a couple of messages in the chat that you may want to jot down on your paper.
Mhm.
Somebody had some background noise.
Well, I'm sure I know it's going to happen with the nurses because when I worked at Piedmont, you had to get a flu shot every year.
One second. All right.
I want to text her privately.
I muted her out. It's all right. Sometimes I can get myself together quick. So in the actual chat, you see I've already put the poetry prompts for today that you may all be interested in writing in. If not, it's no problem. And I'm gonna go over those if some people don't know how to get the chat. Okay, so the poetry prompts for today is liar, liar. How would you react to someone who has lied to you? Maybe expound on that in any creative way that you want to. The next poetry prompt is flip side. Find the good in something terrible. Find the good in something terrible. I see a new participant online in my class. I want to say welcome and thanks for joining us, Peggy Lucas. And thanks again to everybody else who is always here and supporting the creative writing process. The third prompt today is after party. What is it like when all the party guests go home? So those are the three prompts today if anybody's interested in writing on those. And don't forget that Friday, October the 30th, this Friday, October the 30th, we will be having a harvest festival. It will be it will be viewed on the class is active on Maletta Clayton's or Bucky's Zoom number. So you can go to your email and get that information. If anybody needs that information, please let me know. And I want to go straight into our actual lesson for today.
Kim, will you have class on that during that time period? You have other classes that you scheduled on Buffy's
on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday. Will you have your class?
Actually, there has been an email sent out that was canceling a few classes. So you should, if you look in your email, you'll see that I think Miss Ann King canceled the class, and several people have canceled classes. And although I put my bid in late to cancel my class for Friday, which is pottery, I'm gonna have it on Thursday. However, but I think it's gonna be put in as well, so,
Okay.
yes.
Because you can't judge and be in your class at the same time. I was just.
Oh, no, we're all gonna be doing the Harvest Festival, so if you just so happen to go to somebody's class and they're not there, it's because they're in the Harvest Festival. So please join us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So anybody know the steps to writing a short story? Or I think we're just gonna go straight into our short story, and then I'll give you some steps to writing a short story. How about we write down the first 5? So the first step to writing a short story is just write down number 1 is to focus on a key emotion. Focus on the key emotion. Focus on a key emotion, or focus on a character development.
Is that the same one?
The same number 1.
Okay.
I put it in the chat. So number 1 is to write a successful short story. You want to focus on an emotion or a character development. We'll go into what that means soon. Number 2, you want to make an outline. 3, you want to start with something ordinary. 4, I said we're going to go about 5. Get a draft done ASAP, as soon as possible. And 5, you want to edit your story. 6, title it. 7, get feedback from somebody who will give you constructive criticism, not just tell you everything good. 8, practice more. 9. All right, I think we'll just stop right there for today, for that particular lesson. All right, so although I won't be able to read the full short story today, we're gonna probably do it in 2 steps. So, all right. This particular piece is written by a young lady named Marianne Ilog. The piece is called Oh, Oh, Those West Indian Men. Some of you may have read this piece before or not. So if you want to refer back to some of the instructions that I've given you already on the short story as it pertains to number one, you'll see how this person goes into writing their short story and how they compose it or basically start it out, finish it, that type of thing. And don't forget, the piece is called Oh, Oh, Those West Indian Men. Walking past the soccer field at dusk in Barbados, clad in a black ruffled off-the-shoulder dress with a giant hibiscus blossom tucked behind my ear, the game stopped and the players gave me a rousing round of applause. Oh, oh, those West Indian men. All right. This is by Marion Elaw. Remember that wickedly funny routine Eddie Murphy did a few years ago? Don't let your woman visit the Caribbean alone, he warned, because she's gonna run into Dexter St. Jacques, the island playboy who will purr. I want to make love to you endlessly. Sisters who vacation in the Caribbean shrieked in recognition when they saw that number, for anyone who has ever stepped foot on West Indian soil knows that Dexter St. Jacques is ubiquitous throughout the region. He's tall, often lean, and long-legged, cocoa brown with a luxurious mustache fringing his full kissable lips. Or else he's very fair-skinned, known as clear, red, or bright in the islands, with wavy blondish brown hair, green or hazel eyes, and a penchant for bragging about his grandfather was a pure-blood Englishman. The Puerto Rican variation on this theme is my grandparents came from Spain. Whichever West Indian model you choose, and both are plentiful, he's likely to be named Trevor, Fitzroy, Winston, Neville, Denroy, Basil, Godfrey, or Junior. He has a lilting accent, and when he addresses you as me darling, you're ready to sell your Chicago condo, resign from your job in human resources, and make plans to open up a beachside cafe, Shea Wonder, on his island. Girlfriend, get a grip. West Indian men are great. They're sexy, sweet, charming, and attentive. They're a lovely diversion for sisters fed up with self-absorbed buffies and commitment-phobic boyfriends. And there is no man shortage in the Caribbean. Now, don't get me wrong, all island men are not playboys or gigolos. There are just as many hardworking family men who are faithful to their wives, church-going, dignified brothers, and studious young guys who would rather prepare for the future than fritter away all their hours badgering tourist women to buy them a shot of Mount Gay. However, if you are a single Black woman traveling without a male companionship, the men you're going to meet will be the ones who are looking for babes like you, cute, sassy, with discretionary income and no husband lurking in the background. But remember, it's only an island fantasy. If you keep a clear head and remember that your Caribbean fling is just that, you'll enjoy yourself. And remember too, you don't have to have sex with an island man to enjoy his stellar rap. Kissing and midnight walks on the beach will give you the nice tingly feeling without having to worry about the consequences of pregnancy or disease. And if you're an exhibitionist, you can't get your jollies by simply doing a wicked whine to a steamy soca tune on the dance floor. Keep a cool head and don't get hung up on that muscular bartender who serves you a frosty Bahama Mama. He's had plenty of practice and he knows just what to say. What a beautiful woman like you and no husband? I've never felt this way before. For real? Of course, I'll wait for you to come back next year. There'll be no other woman. Trust me, they'll be cruising the arrival terminals the minute your Delta flight takes off. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my good buddy, Rona A., who was born in Dominica and raised on St. Croix. West Indian men are oversexed girls, she says, laughing. When Rona and I and another pal went to St. Martin some years ago, she was not impressed with the antics of the local men and yawned as I as I gaped wide-eyed at the sexy, loose-hip, chocolate-skinned brothers who were crawling all over us. She sniffed, "You yellow gals go for these hardcore nasty men. Not me. I want something quiet with a small face. Not these 25-pound head guys." These dudes literally hid in the bushes behind our cottage, grabbed our ankles as we splashed in the ocean, and even hung over the roof of our unit one morning and peered in the bathroom window, hoping to catch one of us showering. Happily married to a soft-spoken Southern-bred brother, Rona says, "Yeah, I like West Indian men, but they have to have a lot of women, a wife, a girlfriend, and some stuff on the side. And you know what they love, fat women. Sure, they're romantic, but that's because they had a lot of practice. But they're so irresistible, like the gallant Bermudian admirer who told me as we strolled through a fragrant garden during a tropical shower. Oh, sweet lady, the island is crying because you're leaving tomorrow." Desmond B., a West Indian-born bachelor who now works in New York City, reluctantly agrees with Rona. "Yes, there is some truth to this," he sighs. "There are some West Indian men who love to philander. They just don't have any restraint. Now, if any American man could get away with this, he would. But American men understand the consequences. West Indian men let the urge overpower them and they just go for it. Yes, I know West Indian men and how they work. I live in New York City and a magnet for island immigrants. Many of my scooters here have been of Caribbean or Latino ancestry. And I also have island blood in my own veins, so I know how mangoes, curry, and rum can enliven one's temperament. However, after years of being exposed to rap music, BMWs, Armani suits, and the hype over the black man shortage, the transplants have adopted the cool facet of American brothers. They don't have to work for the boots. The indigenous Caribbean man, on the other hand, is earnest, anxious, and in your face. It's kind of like the difference between powdered ginger in a jar and the fresh, pungent root. Both are spicy, but the unadulterated stuff has the biggest nose opening kick. And for a black woman who is weary of men who are too selfish to cater to her, Caribbean men are a sweet treat. For 15 years now, I have been fulfilling my college dream of traveling widely through the Caribbean. I often go along since I am a freelance travel writer and I don't want to be encumbered by companions who prefer to spend their days at the beach and their nights at the casino. Girl, let's check out the $8.99 buffet over at the Tropicana. No, I seek out adventures, talk to everyone from cabinet ministers to barefoot crackheads. I've been to nearly every island from sprawling Jamaica and Barbados to tiny Bakia and Nevis. I danced barefoot at the Friday night jump up in Grove Island, St. Lucia, got into a heated discussion on male-female relations. The problem with American men is that they rather buy a fancy car than take care of their woman. In a smoky bar in Tortola and ventured alone. My 35-year-old body poured into a scandalous orange miniskirt into a packed disco on Grand Cayman, where I had 19-year-old studs panting to wine with me. All right. So it's 11 o'clock, young people. Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself. We're gonna stop right there.
I had to go out. Did she mention the accent? I don't think she mentioned it, did she?
Yes, she had said something about an accent.
Okay, good. I missed that. I had to go. Okay.
So that's like right about it, half of the piece. We're gonna finish. I'll read probably about a couple of sentences that I finished off to refreshing your memory for the other half. But however, we'll finish that for the next class. Do you have any questions, anybody, or do you want to share anything else before the class ends? How you like the short story so far?
was good.
long.
Kind of long, yep. But as it pertains to some things that they are speaking about, do you understand? Have you had those experiences in traveling?
Yes.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say, we don't even necessarily have to read the rest of the story per se. I just wanted to show you how the young lady started out to even talk about something that could be a short story. So I don't know like where she's going to end up. However, but one thing you do know is that it's going to have some kind of hook to it. You was about to say something, Miss Jean?
Yeah, I know she mentioned how the accent because then nobody can say hello, baby, the way they do.
Yes,
Don't ask me how I know.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't forget for the fall festival, if you all want to, we're going to be having costume contest, the pumpkin decorating contest, line dancing, and also we're going to be having games and trivia, and they're going to be making some food that is related to Halloween. So don't forget to join us in that. And if y'all don't have anything else to share, I want to say word up.
Word up.
Word up, everybody. Don't forget
Bye.
Word up.
for the class that's all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.